Uh, good morning, our people. Welcome to the program. We are super excited to have you guys here today. As usual, help us to share and like and hit the notification button. Help us to spread the good news around. The good news on our part is that people are hearing, they are listening, they are understanding, they are asking the right questions, they are sharing the information. So continue to share. You are a stakeholder in what we are doing. You are part of the process. If you know anything that can help us to disseminate this information, please go for it. Whether it's making a flyer, whether it's talking after your meeting during matters arising, giving our people information in your organization, in your association, in your church groups, wherever you may find yourself, give them this good news of NINAS, because that is the only way out. So you will see from our presentation today what we mean when we say NINAS is our only way out. Until we get that done, we will never have access. So think about password and World Wide Web. You cannot get into World Wide Web until you have that access to log in, right? So as soon as you log in, you have this web of information that you can do something with. But guess what? You need a password. So that's what we're going to share today. So please help us to share, like, subscribe, do all these things that we normally do on Saturdays. As we go on, we'll continue to remind you to share, think about other people you didn't share before because you're trying to log in to see what's going on. Continue to share throughout the show. It will help us to get this news across. So welcome to the program. My name is Mona Chimsaga. I love my name so much. And I am here in Houston, Texas. Go ahead, sister.
They're talking about password. Have you ever tried to enter into somewhere and what's that password is wrong? You will struggle, get frustrated. Even if it's just ordinary, the cap is not right. Is a problem.
We
If
won't
it's
let you
supposed
go.
to be capital and you like any small change in that password, it will not work. And you will be there struggling, crying, shouting. It will not make the computer to say, oh, you have
No.
tried enough. Let me give you access to the information you're looking for. No, it will not until you put the right password.
Wow.
This goes
Yeah.
for people that are trying to plagiarize Nina's work. We see it, all sorts of plagiarization going on, plagiarism going on. This one, we put this one and do. When you finish saying everything that Ninas has said, you will never put Ninas. You will make it your own personal work. You know what? You're wasting your time because everything, you don't know how it started. You don't know the process, everything that was done. You have no clue. You can only lead you people they're following you into where you get. There are some places that you get to hear they say no outlets. Maybe you're driving, thinking that, oh, let me just cut it from here and get to the other side. You see the big signboard, it says no outlets. What you do is to do U-turn and go back to where you're coming from so that you can get to the road that has access. So please help us to share, like,
Mm.
subscribe. Those that are coming for the first time, we appreciate you. This is a place where you get all the information you need for your self-determination and self-determination of your people. My name is Dr. A.P. Simon Okube, and I live in Lexington, Kentucky. Thank you so much. For those that come on time, we also appreciate it. Those that are always here, we appreciate you. We see you sharing, we see we're following it. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. Let me join you in sharing too.
All right, we are still sharing, so give us a few more minutes. They're still blocking this for some reason. I keep getting messages that I can't find you guys. So we are trying to at least send it to those people. All right, so we'll continue to share as we go on. Thank you so much for joining us once again. Welcome to the program. Our topic today says the password to Nigerians' problem is NINAS. The password to Nigerian problems is NINAS, and we take that from the fact that, like, if you are not able to access the World Wide Web, we won't be able to get the information that you need. Like my sister mentioned earlier, you will be struggling. So everything God is going to do, He has already done for us. We just need what? The password to access that information. And we know that the password for now, for what we the homework that we have done, for the work that has been done, we know that the password is NINAS. The blessings, the solutions, the breakthrough, they are all within our reach. But there's one thing we need to do what? Unlock them. The interplay of faith and reason is to understand that God will not do for humans what He expects them to do for themselves. God does not hate self help, He actually expects humans to help themselves. That's why He set up a buffet in the presence of our enemies, trusting that you will be intelligent and thoughtful enough to pick up all that you will need to solve your problems. Generally, the nature of human is that of wisdom and power, but it's also completely going to be his or your decision to recognize when and how to use those abilities to get yourself out of your problems. We know that the reality is stark. Over 50% of Nigerians have lost faith in the so called Nigerian nation as it currently exists. They are fleeing, selling their possessions, and seeking refuge somewhere else. Even those who aspire to lead the country, the ones that are running for presidency, we know that they hold dual citizenships because you can see them traveling back and forth with their papers to go and get the help and the care that they need. So they have vested interests outside of Nigeria. You can see we are deceiving ourselves by pretending that Nigeria still exists. So if you share this concern, join us as we discuss the reinvesting the people's mandate and how to strategically organize and position our ethnic nations in the inevitable reconfiguration of the defunct Federation of Nigeria. It is time for us to take action. It is time for us to claim our destiny and unlock the blessings of God has already prepared for us. The password is NINAS, and it's time for us to use it. So I'm going to pull up the video of the day just to continue to iterate what we are saying today, that we have all that we need to move forward. There is no need for us to keep wasting time. There is no need for us to keep reinventing the wheels. There's no need for us to run from pillar to post and then come back and write one thing or the other and put your name on it. We don't have time for this. This is not popularity contest. Our people are dying. We need to move with what works, what will favor our people for our collective well-being. So let me pull up the video. Sister, you can go on. If
Yes, my
you
dear. Thank you so much. We need to move with what works. It's not popularity contest, like my sister said. It breaks my heart each time I run across something that somebody wrote or a video, and they are literally describing the work that Nina's has been doing for years. And at the end of the day, they put their name inside. I'm like, what? What is wrong with these people? Do you not understand that you doing that by the time people follow you and now ask you, where is the next step?
right.
You have nothing to give. Because you are not the original. The work is not, you didn't do the work, so you don't know the next step. The only thing you know is what NINAS has put forward in the public. Every other thing you will continue to do in round, go round. You promise them freedom in 1 month time, 100 days time, years time. In 2 days, I'll give you freedom. In 3 days, I'll give you freedom. No, you will sleep in Nigeria and wake up in the new nation. If you do this, you do this. Because you're plagiarizing the work, the actual work for freedom. There is an actual work for freedom, and it's being done by NINAS, no other group. Every other person, what they are doing is associate, gather, eat, and make noise. We are not saying you cannot do that too, but do not tell people you're going to give them freedom through that. Make them know that you're just mobilizing them, gathering them together as you wait for the people that are doing the work for freedom. That is honesty. That is sincerity. Because you know what? What you're doing is wickedness. Our people are dying, and you're delaying that work with your dishonesty and your criminality, I would say. Please go ahead.
Colonized by the British. Nigerians and Indians were both colonized by the British. But the Indians rejected the British culture. They rejected the British religion. They rejected the British food. They rejected the British way of doing things and hold on to the British technology. You know, and then we have the Nigerians, that is us Africans, accepted the British culture, the British dress code, the British food, the British every religion, and rejected the British technology. Now that is why the Indians are the most advanced. They don't need to speak English to make a cell phone. But me and you are colonized to believe that the more you speak a better English,
you can clean it.
You are intelligent. But a perfect English is not a mark of intelligence.
Nope. It's definitely not a mark of intelligence. Go ahead, sister.
It's not a mark of intelligence. That you can speak English does not mean that you really know what the issues are. And this is what we have noticed in our quest for freedom, our quest for true independence, our quest to live life like other human beings all over the world. We are humans as well. We are not animals. We have so much resources in our land. Why are we living the way we are living? Because some people are sitting on our freedom. Some people are sitting on our self-determination. However, even with that, God has done everything he needs to do for us to be free. For 23 years, he sent a team of people to go and work and do all that needs to be done, because it's a step-by-step project. Self-determination is not what you scratch your head and wake up in the morning and say, yeah, freedom is here. No, it's not done that way. In fact, there's nothing on this earth that is done that way. If a woman needs a child, you know you need a husband, or at least a man, or maybe some donation for you to have that child. It is a process. If you need a child and you say, no, I will never do this, I will never do that, I will not talk to this, I will not talk to that. The thing is that you're not serious yet. When you're ready, you go and follow the process. Thank God for modern day technology, for medicine, improvement and everything. There are a lot of options. However, you must engage in the one that will give you a child. That's the way it is with self-determination. You cannot be doing something else and hope that one day you will have self-determination. God has set up that buffet.
Beautiful buffet.
Beautiful buffet. Everything is set. When I read my Bible and see where Christ described how God set a buffet and invited some people and said, the only thing I require from you is to wear uniform and come in. Do you know some people missed it? Some people gave excuses. Some people refused. Some people even refused to go through the door. They came in through the window, so they didn't have the uniform. So when the banquet began, they threw them out because they refused to go through the process. This is what we have been experiencing in this journey, and our people are dying. Look at the beautiful thing. The only thing God is asking is stand up, go and take the ingredients you need, take the food you need to get yourself a plate of meal so that you can sit down and eat. The table is set. And he even sets it even in the presence of your enemies. So the presence of your enemy does not stop God from giving you the wisdom to solve your problem. The only problem is your willingness to be honest, to do what you are asked to do. NINAS is here and has been directing the indigenous peoples on the way to go. So far, we have people, a lot of people, especially in Southeast, that chose to follow criminals. And what is the consequence? Death, blood, letting. They die daily doing the wrong thing. We've seen it before in the Bible when the Israelites were being led from Egypt to the promised land. Those that refused to do what we are asked to do died. They paid with their lives. So this is not new. We are just praying as mothers that that stubbornness will stop. This stiff-neckedness will stop so that our people and our children will stop dying. Please go ahead, my sister.
Yep. And it's not that difficult. When you have the right password, you get easy access without struggling. When you have the password, you get easy access without struggling and get what you need and keep it moving. As always, we want to remind you guys that we still live in the estates of Usman Dan Fodio. And if we do not do anything to get out of it, we go nowhere. We'll be running around, we'll be speaking English, we'll be going to TV, we'll be even calling Jesus from morning till night, and nothing will change. We keep reminding you that God has left that place called Nigeria. Because the evil you guys unleash on people every day, even devil himself has left. He said, I know I'm devil, but I'm not that wicked. Because we live in a space called Usman Dan Fodio's estate. And until we take back the responsibility for our future and take back our spaces, we'll continue to live in the darkness. Total darkness that is run by a dead man and his grandchildren. So how did the colonial masters take away our lands and our resources? You saw our brother earlier mention to you how they gave us everything that they wanted to give us and we took it. And then the technology, we also forget the one that's supposed to help us. So we took all the bad ones and let them live with the good ones. Not because we are dumb, not because we are incapable. They make sure that they did not discuss with ethnic peoples directly. They find people that they want to, that they will do their biddings and put them in place. So when you hear, oh, you African leaders, we never had any leaders. It was people that was installed in order to do their biddings, their business partners. Yes, they speak our language. Our brother, guess what kind of things fall apart? Oh my God.
Chinua Achebe.
He mentioned that a white man is clever. They came and brought all their stuff and caused brothers to divide amongst each other. So one nigga now speaks English, you now see, but now you guys are not speaking to each other. They brought religion. The other one is Muslim. The other one is Christian. And then you guys are fighting, even though you look the same. They set up a make-believe country for the ethnic peoples and nations. Who owns the constitution? Owns the country. It's a business enterprise. That's why the likes of, what's his name? They didn't want their constitution. They will end up in a hotel room with their girlfriends and tell us, we the people, we the people wrote this constitution for us to trap ourselves and cause our children not to move forward. Does that even make sense? Is it possible for any sane parent, any sane adult to say, oh, please, where do you sign me up and lock me, chain me up so that I will not be able to move forward?
And these people are walking up and down. Nobody has stopped them to say, what did you do?
No,
Come
we
on
are,
and
we
do
are
what you
praising
have done.
them now. They are the older one they were talking. Remember, they come during Christmas and turn on generator, and they will take one widow's son and take him back to Lagos and train him. And the villagers will tell him themselves that he's a good man. He's trying to cover his track. None of them meant well for us. Because if they did, they should not be going to Lagos. They're supposed to be bringing us light that will stay, so that when they go back to Lagos, the light will continue to stay. What they did is only bring us light that will shine when they are in town. The same people, they give birth to their children and taught them the same trick. Like I mentioned earlier, they use churches that doesn't belong to us. We'll be sitting in a village in Aguata and be praising Roman Catholic. Can you imagine? We've never been there. We don't even know if they are spirits. And we're there answering Roman Catholic. And then they will bring another one from the other side and call it Anglican Church. So if you're Anglican Church now, you can't marry Roman Catholic. I remember a family member of ours that the father refused to go to the daughter's wedding because he's a knight in a Catholic church, and the daughter is trying to marry someone that goes to Christ's embassy.
Aru.
The young girl wanted to marry do her wedding. This is all about the young girl. It's not about you and your church.
No.
She and her spouse wanted to marry there. The man refused to go, and the wife was out of the country.
Can you imagine?
So this girl did not have the blessings of her parents during her wedding day, because there's a demonic church going madness that runs our brain. We would rather leave our daughters at home to rotten than to marry someone that doesn't belong to a Roman Catholic.
Terrible. Madness. Arrant nonsense.
I don't even want to be emotional about all of this. We are pointing these things out for you so that you will begin to make sense as to what these people have been doing to us. They've been doing this, and we are carrying on as if nothing is happening, and calling God and shouting and fasting and praying, when we have not done the practical things looking at us in our faces. We know that the captives do not have a say on how their businesses and empires are run. Who controls and benefits from the resources? We don't have anything to say. They will come to our land, pollute everywhere. Pollute everywhere. I met a sister the other day. She was telling me how in Port Harcourt, if you hang your white shirt outside, before you know it is black. Just little or something. There was a chemical that was spilled somewhere in Ohio not too long ago. They called Congress. They called Jesus Christ of Nazareth. They called Angel Gabriel. They called Moses. They called everybody. But my people live in a place where they can't even turn on the air condition, because they say if you turn on the air condition, it will bring in the dark air into the house. So if you're outside, you're damned. If you're inside, you're damned. Because we are captives. They gave us empty independence. And we dance for them all the day. We dance. I remember watching the documentary. The lady was like, how excited they are. Independence, independence. And I can imagine how these criminals were looking at them. Look at these people. You think we are giving you independence?
You're about to be destroyed completely.
You are about to be captured for life. You and your unborn children.
My dear, and do you know they used everything to capture us?
Everything.
Even the God that we serve.
Everything.
We're talking about Anglican and Roman Catholic. What of the Pentecostal people? G.O., Mrs. G.O. Everything our people have put inside those churches belong to their children and their grandchildren. Nothing. And they will go around, turn around and sell our people. Who brought this Buhari that we are talking about? Is it not Adeboye?
Yep.
He carried that one.
He brought his advice. That's supposed to be his church member.
And gave to him, so that when they kill Buhari, Osibanjo will enter. See how evil-minded these people are.
Demonic. They are not
and
praying.
People are still going to that church and not asking them questions. Like, what is going on? See this last election that NINAS was everywhere telling people PVC will not deliver you. The people coming are coming with AK-47. What did the church leaders do? Because the politicians are their partners. They sold out the people again. and turned around to tell them, it's the will of God.
Aye.
Lying in the name of God. Even the constitution is a lie. And you that call yourself a man of God is upholding it. Who is fooling who?
Even the one that mentioned in his church that is a lie, he turned around and told you to go and get your PVC.
Very dishonest people.
And then 2 weeks before the election, he came out and tell you, oh, that election you're hoping for is not going to be what you think it is. So
abracadabra. The more you look, the less you see.
Their audacity is what kills me.
The
What
audacity.
kind of voodoo did they have over our people? That somebody will tell you, the same man of devil will tell you, oh, Nigeria is a fraud. We cannot move forward until we revisit the constitution. He said that all of a sudden, the same with muscular shirts, he came out and told you, get your PVC, we are all obedient. 2 weeks before election, now he came out and told you, the election is not what you think it is. So who are these demonic agents?
Very demonic. Very demonic.
Church.
In the church. And they're supposed to be representing God. Which God are they representing? They are men of devil. They are not representing any God. And we are begging our people, instead of going to these places and have your brain washed, stay at home, read your Bible with your family, and use your money to eat. Stop giving these people your money.
They are not for you. They are not for you. They are not for you.
And you're going to die and they will leave. Them and their children and their grandchildren flying to Dubai for vacation. When they wed, they will go there so that their husband will kiss their legs.
It's sad.
Just
like we said, they granted us empty independence. They gave us fake democracy. That's when we were running an election, they would pay American celebrities to come and tell us, Nigerians, go and vote. You vote here and you vote there. It's the power of democracy. Go and vote. Which other country have you guys seen that when they're doing an election in the Western world, they will go and bring a Nollywood person to come and tell them to go and vote? Can't you see that we don't have any democracy? Because if we're something that we built, we don't need any white person or blue person or yellow person or even Jesus Christ of Nazareth to come and tell us to go and vote. Because they know it's a fake democracy. They think that we'll continue to be where we are in terms of thinking faculty. So they think because now Cruz, what's his name? Mr. Cruz or whatever his name is, Tom Cruise, will come out now with millions of dollars that guy has made over the period of his career. That we need his authority now, his help and his advert to come and tell us to go and vote. Part of the strategy. They conduct fake elections because when you vote, like we told you guys, you renew the life of the thing that is holding you in enslavement. That too, called constitution, you give them power, you say, oh, we participated, we are part of this, we brought out our candidate, we are obedient to our candidate now didn't win. Guess what? Now you're giving them the power to continue to rule you based on who they decide to elect or bring out as your president. Then when we do voting someone that have even the slight inclination to help the people, they will do whatever they can to conduct coup and remove the person. And this does not only go on in Nigeria. They do this in South America. Every time you see them killing somebody or coming up and calling somebody corrupt, just know the person is someone that is about their people. If they see that you're moving that place forward, where people will be now elevated enough to engage them in a conversation and see exactly what they're doing, they will come up and remove that person. Because we will never allow to choose our leaders. They will decide. That's why before you even sign up, you go to number 10 Downing to go and meet them first. People that you're smarter than. People that you're better than. They have reduced us to a place where everything has to be under them before we can get anything to move forward. Are we talking about their fake census? They will go and use Wongoro, Butrani, people that doesn't live in an area, dump them when our people can't even find jobs. Because people will say, oh, you guys don't want people to come to your area, but you guys go to other areas. We don't have anything. We can't even provide for our people. How in the world are you going to bring more population and dump it onto us? For them to do what? Add on to the criminality that is going on? Right? After conducting it, then you turn around and give the whoever that will own the 70% in legislation so that we never move forward. That's what we keep telling you guys. They own the so-called legislative part of your country. No matter what you do, your vote will never be enough for you to get anything. You can't pass away he never made them to collect money every month. Because the northern part, they do have the largest population according to their fake census. According to their fake census. Mind you, their brothers and sisters in Niger is part of that Nigeria. I don't know why they didn't add them all in. They're all part of that Nigeria.
But their goats and their cows are part of the census. What are you talking of? Human beings.
I'm talking about human beings, I know. What about the goats and the cows?
All part of the census.
And do you know they have brainwashed our people to believe that they have the largest population?
Yes.
We are speaking to someone the other day. He said, they married 10 wives and they have 1 million children, so they are bigger than us. Are you kidding me?
Where have you seen that north, in any country, north is more populated than south, that is humid, has water, not that is desert? Have you been there? You will travel like for hours, you will not see a single soul. You only see a bush, an animal crossing the road. All of a sudden, the population is this.
It's only a way to make them political majority, that's all. That's why they tell you, as long as we're in this one Nigeria, as long as we're in this one, you go nowhere. We decide who lives and who dies. We decide who rules and who will not rule, because they have majority. So you see, when you are wasting your time, let's vote this one in and vote the whole people in, and a level cap in. They vote to try, all you amount to is 30% out of this 100. So you lack the capacity to move forward. They also worked out a containment plan for those who could oppose them. They will break down our brothers and sisters, put one on our Ugwu, put one on our Yoruba land, put one on Imoya, put the other one on Cameroon, put the other one, even, I don't know if they put some in hell, so that they will never be one people working towards one thing. They will be fighting each other, so that they will remain political minority. That's what we are. I remember telling someone from the northern side one day about something. He's like, what are you talking about? You guys are landlocked. You can't go anywhere. We locked you guys in. We locked you guys in there because they balkanized us to make sure that we cannot come up with anything tangible. We got on our log. You were nearby. The other person is from here. Why are we here? Back and forth. Nothing will ever move forward. You will never be able to come together and move forward. It's just part of the plan. And then are we talking about those that did have the embodiment to fight these colonial monsters? What did they do? They hung our great-grandfather, Okono Ojukwu's grandfather, at the market square just to scare other people who want to challenge them. But the children of those that they kill are here. You can only do so much. You've stolen, this is how dumb these people are. You have stolen other people's resources for 500 years and you don't have enough. That means you're dumb. I don't need to steal for 500 years. Just give me 1 year. I will collect enough to build another empire. That's how smart I am. But you keep stealing, killing, destroying, doing all this in 500 years, and you're not able to say, hey, I've had enough now to move forward. Shame on you guys, criminals. Shame on you. My sister, please go ahead.
Idea, shame on them. Please help us to share. This discussion is very important.
Please.
Because our people must wake up. Share to your church groups. Share to your community groups, your former school and all that. Please share so that our people will get the information they need. We are so convinced that if our people get this information, they will know the right thing to do. So, like our topic said, NINAS is the password to your self-determination. That thing that is aching Nigeria, that problem, this thing you're seeing, you're looking at, hey, well, how can we solve it? How can we fix it? What can we do? What do we do? People are confused, walking left and right, so confused. NINAS is not confused. NINAS is the password that you need to put. Once you put NINAS, then your problem will be solved. As we continue to work as NINAS team, because we told you people from beginning, before your election, during your election, and even after your election, we told you that we will continue our campaign for self-determination. It's a parallel campaign. It has nothing to do with who is leading a slave camp and who is going to be sharing whatever you're sharing, your national cake. All those things you're doing, killing yourselves. It has nothing to do with the thing that the people want. The people want freedom. And that is what NINAS is here to give to them. As God will have it, even because of the work that NINAS is doing, the enemy is running helter-skelter, making mistakes. And some of these mistakes, we are telling you, are working for our own good.
Mm-hmm.
One of that is INEC. INEC, that body that is in charge of your election, your so-called election, has by itself brought down Nigeria.
Yep.
We are looking for how to bring down Nigeria. We are looking for how to say, oh, this monster, this Nigeria that you have, we did not create it. We don't own it. It's not our project. It's not the people's project. It belongs to some people. We need to move it aside so that the people can have the one that they want. The way it's done all over the world. They did not listen. But INEC single-handedly has brought down Nigeria. How? By defying the so-called 1999 Constitution. INEC is now saying that FCT, Federal Capital Territory, that's Abuja, is no more a federal capital. It has suddenly become a full state. And Lai Mohammed is traveling all over the world, going to US to tell them that FCT is a full state. We say, oh, full state. Where is the governor? How? So it's only election that you just come. FCT will suddenly become a full state. Interesting. Meanwhile, their constitution clearly said, this is what you will need to get before you be declared a president. They intentionally defied it. When you defy the constitution of your country, so-called country, what you have done is you have brought down that constitution and you have brought down the union. That's what it means. According to Dati said that defying the constitution, the so-called, even as that fraud that we are calling that, because it's not a constitution, it's a fraud, it's forgery. So even that 1999 forgery, Dati, that is the vice presidential candidate for P2B, he's saying that it's bad enough that they even made the declaration they made. But if they go ahead and install Tinubu, that they have defied the constitution, and that will be the end of democracy and end of a union called Nigeria. This is Dati saying it himself. I guess God is pulling words out of their mouth. Nigerians of all walks of life responded to P2B's call for new Nigeria. When P2B knew that there will not be any new Nigeria, so far that 1999 constitution is still in place. No, but he chose to lead our people to chase an illusion. And they responded. They came. We are not asking people. So what happened to all that zeal and energy and resources that you used to come and answer to P2B's call? Call for new Nigeria that will fall from sky. New Nigeria that you build on a fraud, a foundation of fraud. What is happening to your energy and zeal? You are doing all the things we are telling you. There's no road where you're going, no outlets. But you chose to follow a man that knew that there was no engine in a vehicle, but he was busy loading passengers.
Hell.
You chose to follow him. Now, where are you? Even if the so-called Supreme Court decides to rule in his favor, which I know they will not, the constitutional and structural contradictions in that place The constitution alone has dual ideology. It's by constitution self, Nigeria is an Islamic nation.
Yep.
Registered in OIC, fully registered in OIC, Islamic Organization of Islamic Countries. So by constitution, Nigeria is an Islamic country, and your so-called church leaders are leading you in that way. This is El Buba that shouts like okay, you be there shouting. I think it's by shouting like okay, when there's nothing in your brain. Your shout is an empty noise.
Annoying noise.
Very annoying. Criminals everywhere. Even if they decide to say, okay, P2B will rule in your favor, at the best, what P2B will be is a Fulani loyal servant.
That's it. Nothing more.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Onyendieba, 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 Onyendieba. He will go to Britain, say yes, sir. Go to Caliphate, say yes, sir. The Caliphate has already voted in their National Assembly, waiting for him ahead. So they play the game. They play here, they set all traps and get all of you trapped.
Oh.
So National Assembly is now in the hand of Caliphate. And then P2B wants to change words. Meanwhile, Boko Haram military, even when Goodluck was president, he said there is Boko Haram in Aso Rock. Those ones will be waiting there to hijack and keep him in check. Make sure he doesn't do anything. That's why Goodluck could not build anything in the south. Upon that, he was building Almajiri schools, doing everything for them, universities. They still pulled him out. They are talking to obedience, so-called obedience, obedient unto death. And those running around with their phantom Biafra restoration. You want Biafra that does not exist anywhere. And you're deceiving our people and are killing our youths for your criminality. You know that you don't have a plan. You know that you don't have any strategy to get freedom for our people. But you collect all their money and promise them. And they're hoping hope against hope, running around. After you have done all that, you now carry them, submit them into election of Fulani. And then from election of Fulani, you go to Fulani court, Nigeria court, that you say you don't want, you're not part of. You carry all the agitators, submit them there. Have you not seen that you have collapsed?
Wickedness.
I told you that what you're doing will not amount to anything. All you're doing is to give the enemy opportunity to kill our people. So we're asking you, where do you go from here? After all your noise, after all the gra-gra, buga-buga, we'll do this, your social media. We're telling you, this is not social media matter. There is a process. There is a way. No, we will change Nigeria. We want new Nigeria. Our fathers promised us Nigeria, promised us Biafra, promised us this, it will come. Where do you go from here? Begin to shut down. Begin to shun that debilitating one Nigeria sentiment. That thing that, when you hear one Nigeria, which is the only time you see Nigeria united is when they want to eat jollof rice. When they want to argue with Ghanaians. Is it jollof rice of Senegal or jollof rice of Ghana or jollof rice of Nigeria that is better? That's the only way you know there are people called Nigerians.
People are dying and the idiot wants to talk about jollof rice. Wickedness.
All that's your sentiment. Then you go and get your stupid moronic people that are singing for you from Nollywood, opening breast and private parts. You go and bring them to come and sing. Sing for you, for one Nigeria. That's the only time you know that you're a Nigerian. What of the things that should come to you as a citizen? What of security? What of infrastructure? What of social amenities? What of the things that when you look, like other nations that you are running to, when Americans, there's something that makes Americans Americans, because the American country is taking care of Americans. No, those things are being denied. You are denied. They deny you all that. But suddenly, When you want to talk about food, you appear.
Mm-hmm.
When you want to dance, you appear.
Mm-hmm.
When you want to dress, you appear. We are Nigeria. We're
Or
telling
you
them.
go and live in the United States answering on your Nigeria.
Exactly.
When you run
And
away from
you
the
ran
food.
away from your so-called country that you love so much. You ran to UK, ran to Dubai, ran to US, ran everywhere else. But you will do buga, you're a Nigerian. Is that how to be a citizen? Can you begin to embrace your reality? Your reality is that your political fathers have duped you once again. They led you on a wild goose chase. Nigeria, like we keep telling you, is too uniquely diverse to run a unitary system. We don't have issue with diversity. Diversity is not a problem. For those that come and say, oh, if we can stop our ethnicity, being Yoruba is not the problem. Being Igbo is not the problem.
No.
Being Efik is not the problem. Being Tiv, Ijo, being Hausa is not the problem. The problem is the system you are running, which is a unitary system that says you are one when you are not one.
Yep.
There's a reason why you are different. The system you need is a system they use for people that are different and diverse, like America. America is different and diverse. Even in health, their phone, as a doctor, if you're seeing a patient, you must see the patient in the language. If you cannot speak the language, you call, they call, interpreter is waiting there because they want the patient to express himself. Yep. They don't even want family members to introduce, to interpret for the patient. They want the patient to say it because it's about individuals' rights.
Yep.
Because when you are managing a patient, you want the patient to tell you how he's feeling. Because when you have family members translating for patients, they will corner some things. They will
add their own interpretation.
They will add their own interpretation so that they will look nice. But an independent interpreter will say it the way the patient said it, because you don't have anything to gain or to lose in it. You just do your job and you get away, even to that extent. And our people are busy following people that know the truth but refuse to guide them to the truth. These elites, these middle class Nigerians, are the most wicked middle class I've ever
seen in the whole wide world.
The reason you are middle class means that you have information, you are knowledgeable enough to understand what NINAS is saying. But what did you do? Rather than spread it to the people, you kept this truth from the people. Have you seen that you all deserve to perish? Have you seen that the middle class of Nigeria, the elites of Nigeria, deserve to perish? I don't know what will make you people perish, but I know God does not fail. Because you will be judged for the evil you have done, especially the so-called Christians. You will be judged for the evil you have done against the poor masses. Like we are saying, we are too diverse to run a unitary system. It has to be a federal system like our forefathers had in mind. When those that wanted to build Nigeria came, they wanted us to have region by region, and each region will have their constitution. Then we have a federal system in the middle, which is a union of all the constitutions, not one single unitary constitution. Nigeria is unworkable as currently constituted. We are using the wrong formula, and there's no way, there's no time it will work. If you're using formula to solve physics, for those that love solving a physics solution, if you put the wrong formula, you will never get the right answer. Maths, the same thing. Chemistry even serves to balance. You will never get the right answer. Science generally, the right formula must be used for you to get the answer you want. If you're using the wrong formula, you will never ever get it. That's like using the wrong password to try to have access to websites. It's time to embrace your reality. Hope is not a strategy. I hope. We hope. We hope. That's not a strategy.
Fasting and prayer, not a strategy.
Fasting and
crying, not a strategy.
And ignorance is not an option.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm ignorant. It's not an opinion. It's not an opinion. If you don't know, come out from road. Let's get people that know to help us to get to where we're going. And NINAS has assembled professionals who know where we're going. Well-seasoned lawyers. Why is it that it was two lawyers, Oliver Tambo and Nelson Mandela, that helped to bring down the apartheid constitution in South Africa? Why didn't they go and bring
Tom Cruise to come and do ad?
Your problem is cancer, you're treating malaria. I was talking to one of my classmates. He said, oh, I don't think it's the constitution that did this. I say, what you have just done is like when you see a patient and you make diagnosis that is cancer, then a lawyer will come and say, no, I don't think it's cancer, I think it's malaria. Is this your area? You might be a medical doctor, consultant, whatever you are, surgeon. Are you a professional in jurisprudence? Are you? You have to humble yourself. And
he wouldn't even go that side. Like if every one of us was left to stay in that Nigeria because of where we work, my day, you will never think of constitution. You'll be thinking it's your brother that took your last money. You'll be thinking it's even you believe the church and say, oh yeah, it's my brother-in-law that didn't care for me, yes, or my uncle. That's all. My day, they will have your mind. Just the same thing they've been doing.
Up and down.
It's only someone that is an expert in that area would have even thought like, oh my God, this is the things that does it. This is this. This is that. And begin to make sense out of it.
Make sense out of it. You see, these are the people that went to school and did not use their school fees to buy akara. Because you go to school, you're supposed to learn. That certificate that you have is a proof that you're able to solve problems in that area where you trained.
That's it.
And I guess say some people just went to law school, use their school fees to buy akara, and came out with empty certificates. I was talking to one, and he was saying, Nigerian constitution is the best in the world. A lawyer trained in Nigeria. I said, no wonder. I can see how you're lawyering. Things to consider, my people. Things to consider. Our dear obedient people, those that are doing phantom Biafra restoration, running up and down, following Messiah. Yes, our Messiah. Our Messiah is about to die in prison. He's having tuberculosis. It's not only tuberculosis you have whooping cough. Tuberculosis is small. Things to consider. The reality on ground. How do you deal with the clear and present danger of Fulani conquest agenda? Because this thing, shouting will not take it away. After you are done shouting and walking up and down and saying things that do not make sense, you are faced with a clear danger. Fulani conquest agenda is real. Every day we hear news of our villagers being dispersed, killed, and sent away from their homes. Your village, your people are being killed and displaced on daily basis. Massacred, because if you say kill, it will be as if you shot the person died. If you see some of these pictures, because they're blocking it now, they use machete and cut people's babies, children, pluck their eyes out, cut their stomach, like abomination done to human beings on daily basis. What are you going to do about it? Now you have finished doing your Ajambara. Ewo, obedient. Now you are done following Aisha, or what is that woman's name that like woman that covers herself with the black. I'm not saying that it's not okay to dress, please excuse me. But when you are just like you are deceiving the people, I have issue with it. Get informed and give people the right information. The same woman that brought Buhari, the same woman that fought against Goodluck when he was fighting for their people, is now in the front carrying our people obedience. Things to consider. What do you do about the evil and the insensitive alliance of 1967? It has happened before. You say alliance of 1967. When we say alliance of 1967, we know what we're saying. You can go and Google it and find it out. That alliance, that evil alliance, led to the Biafra genocide. where over 3.5 million people were killed. Civilians, not soldiers, civilians. Children, over 2 million were starved to death. It has not been discussed. This is worse than Rwanda genocide. They try to sweep it under the rug. They don't want to discuss it. That alliance has woken up again. That alliance is here. You can see the things the alliance is doing. We're talking about the things you need to consider if you want to begin to think straight. What about the taking over of that evil alliance, that evil venture of terrorism, banditry, and the brotherhood of drug cartels? I'm not calling names. Evil venture, terrorism, banditry, brotherhood of drug cartels. You can see that. Are you just going to stay on social media and be sharing it? Ewo, ewo, ewo. Ndia Uchimo group of company, my sister would say. What are you going to do about it? Because they're about to take over. For 8 years, you had terrorism. Then towards the end of the 8 years, the terrorism brought in banditry. Disguise the terrorism as banditry. Now you have their elder brother on the table. Brotherhood of drug cartels have joined. What are you going to do? Because Nigeria is about to be taken over by this. Just because of your own stupidity, your own actions. Because the song you say action and inaction. If you don't do the right thing that you're supposed to do, the consequences, you will face it. You're already seeing the consequences of this action already happening. These xenophobic attacks on Igbo people in Lagos is part of this alliance. The killing of NSAS protesters at Lagos toll gate is part of what is going to happen to you. Hope is not a strategy. We're asking, what are you going to do? Because it's coming. You have just multiplied your problem. All thanks to your church leaders. Before, your problem was like this. It has now increased. It has multiplied like that woman prophesied, that white woman prophesied, Emma Sack. He told us, he said, if you don't bring down this Leviathan at the end of 10 months, he said, what will happen to you will be 7 times worse than what had been happening to you. Are you not seeing that prophecy coming to pass? You need to begin to think of how to reinvest your effort and your resources for a real revolution, not the magomoga that you people just did. PVC revolution, good governance. You're telling a child that does not know. He's claiming that he knows because he wants to collect money from social media. He wants to say what the people will like so that they will share his video or her video. And then money will come to him. And you say you love the people. At the end of this journey, we will know those that love the people and those that sold the people. It's time for you to embrace the most valuable route out of this bondage called Nigeria. Join NINAS and all that are embracing NINAS to dismantle this imposed caliphate constitutional shackles and manacles, like Bratuni will say. They tied your hands, tied your legs in that 1999 constitution, and it's the caliphate that wrote it. When we say caliphate wrote it, they dictated the content, what is inside it. It might be your brother that took the pen and was writing dictation. 1, 2, your brother, the lawyer, Wabweze or Chibweze or whatever he calls himself. They are telling him he's writing. We are saying the content inside it, that thing, it was not done by we, the people. Now, when we, the people, do their own constitution, you will see the difference. Begin to hold your leaders and your criminal political merchants accountable. This raga that you people are doing as if you don't have sense, as if you're not, you don't know anything. When death comes, because you know you'll be punished for being obedient. You know that. You know that when this cartel takes over, You'll be punished for all you did. Remember, they have your videos, even those in Clubhouse. You know they have your audio. They have everything that you have said against them. They are coming for you. We are not begging you at this time. It's either you wake up and embrace the people that will give you freedom from bondage, or you watch yourself die. And SARS is a small case because they will take you one by one from your homes. They will take you one by one from your homes. Go to other African nations and see what is already happening where these drug cartels are in charge. They are coming for you. NINAS, Lower Niger Congress, because they work together. Their union reconfiguration templates is the only way out of this whole mess.
Yep.
This template is a clearly defined, easy to follow template for self-determination. Very easy to follow. If you look at the picture in front of you, it says collapse the election. The reason of collapsing the election is that the person that will win that election, when it comes, he will still rule you with the 1999 constitution. So there's no point. That is, getting that person is not the way forward. What is the way forward is to get the constitution out of the way. We told you that let's bring down the electoral machinery, not boycott. Because when you boycott, Fulani will still go and do what they're doing. We are saying stopping the vehicle, bring the system down. You refuse to do it. Thank you. INEC did it for us. INEC did it. You refuse to do it, but INEC did it by moving in unconstitutional way. As a result, the constitution is going down. By 2019, by 29 May, we'll confirm fully the constitution that is falling, where it has fallen into. Is it now down on the floor? And as the constitution is going down, the union is going down as well. Those that did not eat their school fees, their law school fees with akara, do not eat akara with their law school fees. Go and check what we're telling you and confirm what we're saying. The constitution is the nation. If the constitution goes down or some entities defy the constitution, the nation is down. So NINAS went ahead and formed a counter alliance. We told you that there's this alliance, evil alliance of 1967, that killed millions of people. NINAS formed a counter alliance and consensus of all the aggrieved peoples, isolating that caliphate that is in charge of that forgery, that 1999 forgery, and that alliance that kills ethnic nations and citizens trapped in Nigeria. So they formed an alliance with all the people being killed. We're not the ones that told them to go and be killing the people. So they killed the people. NINAS helped to gather all the people that are being killed, and they have come together. What Britain said that will never happen has happened. So all we'll continue to do is to implement the December 16th to 2020 joint multi-regional constitutional force majeure. So what we say, joint multi-regional. If we break it down for you, tell you the constitutional force majeure was not something that was just done in one day. No. Processes, so many things were in place. Because people say, oh, what did you do for over 23 years? The steps to self-determination were followed. We had solemn assemblies. We had blocks. 2015, the block, the Lower Niger, and so people who go online, say, oh, they're calling themselves Lower Niger. We are not saying that's the name of any nation. It's the group. That's why it's a congress. Congress of all the aggrieved people, all the indigenous people that are there that want self-determination the right way. Not those that want to cut off people's head because they're looking for freedom. No. Those that want to do it the right way. They came together in that block. In 2015, April 2015, at Port Harcourt, they did solemn assembly. It's part of what is required. 2017, they did their own solemn assembly in Southwest at Ibadan. Then 2018, They did their own silent assembly for the Middle Belt people at Makurdi. And then they moved on to December 2018 to do Freedom Park proclamation at Lagos. When they finished that, they moved on. Then international stakeholders started coming in to verify what is being said and agree. So it's a process. And that process, we are on it. So those that are following, those that are deceiving them, we are not begging you not to give them money. At the end, Abacha also, I go a mile, like my sister will say. So you go there, they dupe you, take your money, the politicians will dupe you, the church people will dupe you, fake freedom fighters will dupe you. All these people are duping you. Why? Because you chose to be gullible. And they will continue to dupe you and you continue to die. There's nothing we can do. We will continue to finish our work. When we are done, we will stop dying. However, if you join what we are doing, we will finish faster. But if you don't join, we will be doing it, but you will be dying until we finish. So we continue to implement that constitutional force majeure that has already been done. And NINAS, this alliance, this strong alliance, this alliance is the monster that will swallow those people that have been flogging you, because we are following the process and the world is recognizing the work being done. So we will help, NINAS will help to reinvest the people's mandates through union renegotiation, because that's where we're going.
Mm-hmm.
So all of you running up and down, NINAS is here to work with you. We are not saying we don't want to work with you. We are only saying that we are not going to follow you to enter evil forest. We are not going to follow you to enter where there's no outlet. We will just be here, continue to drive. Some of my classmates are asking me, oh, you're not talking this one too much. I said, because I have more people discussing NINAS with me. Because many people are coming in. What is going on? Many people are realizing that they were led astray. So they are coming in to take the work. And we're telling those people that are working in silence, thank you so much. We can't mention your names yet. You're on the ground working and bringing your people together to explain what is going on and what we need to do. So NINAS will help you to reinvest all that your efforts. Peter Obi, if you want to be alive and not be destroyed, like MKO was destroyed by the 1967 alliance, Caliphate Alliance. If you don't want to be destroyed, all you need to do is to announce that the constitution is the problem. And then call all those sheep that are following you sheepishly. Call them that please stop chasing empty mandates. The monster that swallowed the mandate will swallow you too. Tell them to come so that we can chase after the 1999 constitution that created the monster that is swallowing the people, that has swallowed even your mandates. Swallowed the mandate of Awolowo. How many years ago? He swallowed the mandate of Abiola, MKO Abiola, your own.
And it's about to swallow all of you guys.
It's about to swallow all of you. Tinubu, stop going up and down, trying to bribe everybody so that they will recognize the empty mandate that Fulani has given to you.
Because it's his turn.
You're
running a nation where it's your turn. It's your turn to come and be the president.
Imagine. So transition now. That's what we're saying. Transition now. All of you. Transition now. We are going into transition. After you're done running up and down, all those things you're doing will not solve any problem.
Nope.
Transition. And we're saying that transition so that we'll do the right thing. What is the target? NINA's target is either we make this Nigeria our project by taking over and making the constitution, the constituent members. When I mean our project, I mean the constituent members. I don't mean my personal project.
Right.
I have my own life as my project. We make it, that means the constituent members, all the ethnic nations, whether there are 1 million, if they are ethnic nations, no matter their size, they will be recognized. That is the standard. We don't want people swallowing people's lands and their resources. I
don't even understand how these church-going Nigerians and Muslim-praying Nigerians, we are talking about fairness and equity here for everybody. You're not embracing it. So are you demonic? Or are you a Christian?
They are demonic. They don't ask them.
Where you guys are?
They are demonic. because that's what it shows. It said, by their fruit you shall know them.
Oh, yes.
All the church leaders are demonic. Yes, I said it. Adeboye, Ibiyoye, Ejiboje. What are all these their demonic names? I can't even mention them. They are all demonic. Yes. If you want, don't share my video. My video is going around. Our video is going around. People are embracing it. They are demonic.
Yeah.
Because it must be demonic for you to know the truth and choose to lead the people on the path of life.
Jesus.
And you are bragging. You see, your lies will catch up with you because the people will know the truth eventually. The thing about truth is that give it time, eventually to germinate.
Yep.
Take over lies. Where will you hide your face? Adeboye, Oyedepo, Ibiyoye. What's their names? Where will you hide your face? The day the sheep will discover that the shepherd led them astray for their own ends. Where will you hide your face? Where will your children hide their faces in case you're dead by then? Where will your grandchildren hide their faces? So the target is either make this Nigeria our project by doing the right thing, putting federal system in place to replace the so-called the caliphate unitary system, or we dismantle it to free everybody inside. Free everybody, go. We'll have referendum, multi-regional referendums, like we had multi-regional constitutional force majeure. We're going to have multi-regional referendums where the people will determine the fate of the space, that geographical space. What are we going to do? Are we going to live together? Are we going to live? What do we have to do? Are we going to have real independence? Are we going to have federation? Are we going to have confederation? What are we going to do? It's the people that will decide it. That's the way the constitution, they say constitution, that means the constituent members will write the constitution to decide what they want to do with their lives, their lands, and their resources. It is the people's mandate. It's human rights. We will decide through voting. Have we resolved to live together as a union? Do we want to form a union? When did we form the union? How do we want to form the union? And what are the terms and the conditions that we want to coexist? This discussion must take place. We don't care whether people want to kill themselves. This discussion will take place because we remain ethnic nations. We remain ethnic peoples, indigenous in that space. And we must have that conversation. And it's going on. So the inevitable reconfiguration is what we're talking about. It's going to happen. It's when is it going to happen? But it's going to happen.
Yep.
We are talking to indigents now. Yes. Okay. We told you that what you need to do. We're telling you what you need to do. If you're an indigent of any ethnic nation, it's time for you to go and begin to organize your people. Nobody will do it for you. I'm organizing my own people. Yes, Igbo people. We're organizing them. Yoruba people are organizing themselves. Hausa people are organizing themselves. Though they are being killed and not under the subjugation of Fulani people, they still go ahead in one way. Tiv people, all the peoples are organizing themselves. Begin to have this conversation in your locality, in your neighborhood. No ethnic nation will stop another ethnic nation. Gone are the days where the wuru-wuru of one ethnic nation will lead to the marginalization of another ethnic nation. Gone are the days. Thank God for internet. Everything is being done in the open, transparent. So if you refuse to organize your people, it's only your people that will suffer. This is not the time of people go and be doing all those wuru-wuru they did in years that we are reading the history. No. We need families and community meetings, conversations, negotiations, town hall meetings to begin to take place. We're not telling you to go to the street and be shouting, give us this, give us this. Nobody's giving you anything. All that should be given to you has been given to you already. You already have. It's just for you to choose to be honest and do things the way you're told to do. Not because you want to enthrone one Messiah, because that will not happen. That will not, the work that we are doing by the grace of God is going to end all this racism, ethnocracy, and all this nonsense everywhere. Because we're going to empower all the indigenous peoples. If I'm empowered and in my land, I'm discussing with you with respect, with mutual respect. I honor you, you honor me. Why will we fight? We are trying to bring stability to the whole region and in the world. The work we are doing is a noble work, and we are proud of it. For those that don't understand the magnitude of the work that we are doing, it's either you join us or you continue in your stupid pathway. We have 3 blocks. For organization, Southwest is homogeneous. So they are working to have a constitution like they did before. They had Western constitution. They had it before. So they will just pick it up and improve on it. Middle Belt block is heterogeneous because they have Idomative and all that. So they need charter of relationship. And they're working on it. They don't do it on social media. These things are done on the ground. Lower Niger block, that whole block with all the peoples there, Ibibio people, Igbo people, Efik people, on their ancestral lands, they are also working on their charter of relationship because they're heterogeneous. By the way, self-defense is part of self-determination. So we're not telling you that if you're doing all this organization and bringing yourself together and discussing to understand what is going on, that you should not defend yourself from intruders coming in to kill your people. It is your responsibility. There is no nation called Nigeria, so there's no legitimate government. So if you're there saying, government, come and give us this, government, come and do, which government? It's non-existent. So you in your hands and do the right thing. Thank you, my sister. Thank you, our viewers.
Thank you, my sister. That was powerful. Like we say, continue to help us to share. This is a noble work. If you want to be part of, add this to your portfolio. You can actually learn from the lectures that we are giving today and make yourself an expert, because every day we bring you information to empower you, to give you more knowledge, to allow you to speak authoritatively on this topic, more than the so-called Harvard and Oxford and then more graduates. You see them, me, I don't know how to speak. When it comes to strategy, I will finish you up. I won't speak, but I will finish you up. So if you know how to share this information to get it across to our people, please do your best. We need to move forward. We want to empower, like my sister said, all the ethnic peoples. And when we do this, the only outcome is stability. When we're stable, we're able to come together and think about what we need to do to move forward. Why are we still fighting as if we're during the cave time? Or but everywhere, people are being killed. Children, they don't have any future. The one that finish school, there's nothing for them to look forward to. Hopelessness everywhere. So some of our take-home points, NINAS is bringing Africans and Nigerians up to date on how things are done all over the world. We are talking about the international standard of operation. So now was long now. The information is already out there. You copy and you paste and you move. No progressive country functions without with stolen mandates. No progressive country functions with stolen mandates, because that's what has happened in Nigeria. We are trying to build on a quicksand, and we know how that ends. The Bible told us what will happen when you build in a quicksand. There's no union to build upon. So we can go on AAC, ATI, ETI, all these news channels. And these people are dying off. These people know too, or Obasanjo, that have been using us, the blood of our youths, to increase their lifespan. They're still there talking. And we, the ones that are dying, the ones that are losing our children, we're there supporting their so-called stolen mandates. Because that's what they did a long time ago, working with our colonial masters to continue the enslavement in a different format. Democracy means a people's government. It cannot be built on the foundation of injustice and criminality, no matter the number of peace accords you sign. Democracy, because it looks like we don't know what democracy is. Because if we do, we wouldn't need Anthony Blinken, to come and tell us to go and vote. We wouldn't need the US UN secretary to come and tell us what to go and vote. We wouldn't need all these people to come and vote, tell us to come and vote, because we know that it's the government of the people, by the people, for the people. So we cannot be built. It cannot be built on the foundation of injustice and criminality, no matter the number of peace accord that you sign. Self-determination can be achieved through campaign, consultation, and dialogue. It's a no-brainer, right? We keep telling you guys, you go to war, you fight, Ukrainian war, Russian war, guess what? It will end on the table. And we're saying, why don't we go on the table instead of killing people and then ending up on the table? And when we talk about campaign, not fake campaign, not people that are calling themselves another country in the exchange. I don't know where they are. They are giving themselves position.
Jesus. At least they have brought their face to the public so that the people will know all the people that have been killing them.
That's a good one, my sister. So self-determination can be achieved through campaign, consultation, and dialogue, and that's what we are doing. You know, you don't see us gallivanting, taking your money, shouting, over shouting. No, we're doing what works, and we're diligent about the work that we are doing. And last but not least, remember that cashless society will provide an easy means for those in charge to take decisions on your finances, which will put you in a place that you will not like. You've already tested it. They did a test run of what it feels like. You can already see. You're doing cashless society, you don't have internet. Without internet, your point of POS will not work, but you must use it. So the last power that you have, the little change in and went from your day-to-day selling and buying, they have taken that power from you. So here you go a test run. We cannot afford for these people to continue doing what they're doing. So we're asking you guys to make haste while the sun shines, because for a while you guys thought it's competition, who will be bigger than the other, who will speak bigger English than the other English, taking pictures and posting everywhere. And we're telling you guys, you're wasting your time. You can do your campaign from here to there to there. When you are doing your campaign on a quick sound, when the wind comes, everything will go. And that's what just happened to you guys. Let's build on something that is lasting, something that will last for generations to come. A foundation that even when the wind comes, when tsunami comes, when everything comes during the test of time, that our foundation will do what? Stand. Because we have put in that effort to fortify it and make sure that it's safe where it is. And as usual, we cannot end without again reminding you guys our 5-point summary proposition, that we have to acknowledge the grave constitutional grievances raised in the union dispute as declared before. We need to send an express commitment to the commission, the imposed 1999 military constitution. We told you why that will not work if we keep it in place. So no matter who shows up, no matter who drove the car without engine, let's say they managed to push it, the car without engine and keep pushing it manually and get it to where it needs to be, you can't go anywhere with it because there's some jangamous thing waiting for you called 1999 Constitution that will not allow you to do anything. The only thing they would do is to reduce you to Fulani boy. That's it, Aram boy. You answer to the slave master and then you answer to the Fulanis. Nothing is going to work for us. The third one is an express commitment to share for the national election, which you guys have gone through, and nothing came out of it, just like we told you guys. Now you're stuck. You don't have enough vote for anybody to be anything. So, drug money, sharing everywhere, thinking that it's going to change the outcome. We'll see how that ends for you guys. The fourth one is an invitation to the constituent people of Nigeria peoples of Nigeria to work out the modalities for the transitioning arrangements, including mandate, time frame, membership, and ancillary matters. And last but not least, announcement of a time-bound two-stage transitioning process, which shall, in the first stage, feature multi-regional referendums by which constituent companies shall recommit or opt out of the Nigerian Union, and in the second, distilled terms of union as may be dictated by the outcomes of the referendums. Again, you can take a picture of this and help people to share. So that when you say you know NINAS, this is what you know. And then if you decide to go and share the information, it's okay. Be brave enough to give reference of where you get your information, because our people need to understand who is doing the work so that we can follow and get to our destination faster. Our announcements. We cannot end without reminding you guys about Twister Tuesday. Twitter Tuesday. It's a tongue twisted word. Twitter Tuesday. That NINAS is right. We stand with NINAS and transition now. Our sister Ndidi is on Spotify and Clubhouse as a smart African. I like that word, because everybody would think Africans are dumb. No, we are not. It's just that they have leaders installed that are not allowing us to progress. So to learn more on the things that we are doing here, go to ninasvoice.org, the daughtersofTruth.org. With the NINAS, we put out video every week. So you have plenty of information to share. Our YouTube channel has our show that you can also share. And we are available for teaching. We can meet with you one-on-one, with your group, online, however way. There's so many things we can do these things now. So if you have an old boys association that you're meeting and you want to talk about NINAS, we do this a lot where I work. We always have a speaker. You can have us as a speaker to come and give people some input, some information about NINAS, because sometimes they don't trust what you're telling them because it's so hard at every meeting. And you may be the drunkard, the one that they think drink too much alcohol. So they were like, shut up, you don't know what you're saying. Use that opportunity to bring us to come and speak in your association or your groups or whatever else, to give people information about what we need to do to move forward. Because it's all about all of us at the end of the day. We're talking about community building, community wellness. And we must insist on transition now and not selection or empty mandate. So, as usual, we are happy that you came. Continue to help us to share this information. Reach out to us. You can reach out to us on our Facebook page. You can call us on I need to start posting our phone number again on our 774 number to get in contact with us. Sister Ikwi is very good with checking our messengers message, so that if you want to reach us through there, that's fine. So I'll send out next week. I'll bring the email as well as a phone number, so that it will be easier for you to reach us. We can do this, people. We can actually do this. All we have to do is to tell ourselves the truth and stop bringing up something that has not worked for us. We know that election has not worked for us. The so-called nation called Nigeria has not worked for us. We are hiding all over the world, and we're there calling ourselves Nigeria. How are you calling yourself Nigeria in a country that chased you out of your own mother's land? And it doesn't even make sense. As for me and my family, we are from the great Igbo nation. So I would like to know where you're from next time. Next time maybe we all can type in where we are from. I'm proud of my nation. And I tell people all the time, I don't know where Nigeria is. I am from the great Igbo nation. So until next week, remain well. We will see you guys soon. Please continue to help us to share. Sister, if you have something to add.
No, I'm excited.
Okay. All right, brothers and sisters, good to see you guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Love you all.
Oh, I'm on the wrong screen. Don't even know where I am. There you